Oh. What's up, everybody? This is another episode of the Now Mind You podcast, Combat Edition. We are your hosts. I'm Matt,
I'm Bryce.
and we are short. TJ this week had a scheduling conflict, but he will be back with us next week. With that
Yes,
being
indeed.
said, today what we will be covering UFC Fight Night, Rozenstruik versus Gaziev. This took place last night, which would be March the 2nd. Today being March 3rd, the day of this recording. So we are going to open up the card with, we're going to open up pretty much with the opening fight on the card. Matt Schnell versus Steve Erceg. Bryce, take it away.
All right. Well, uh, flyweight fight, Matthew Christopher Schnell versus Steve Erceg. We this was pretty much a pretty even fight. Um, till the end. I mean, really, the thing that it came down to was Matthew was trying to get past Steve's kind of sniper shot. Steve was just getting him down the middle with a good 1-2. Matthew would get past it at times, and they would have like some nasty scuffles in the in between, just kind of throwing wild. Um, I want to say that yeah, Steve did open up Matthew in the beginning parts of the first round. And funny enough, the commentators did say that Matthew has to look out for Steve's shots, otherwise he's going to be put down. And lo and behold, the beginning of the second round, Steve got him with a three-piece. I think it was a jab. I know he got him to the side, and then he came down the middle and put him down. Very good showing by both. They both look pretty strong. Like I said, when Matthew got in there, he was able to get some good shots on Steve. It's just Steve you could just take advantage of his reach. I like my numbers. Total strikes, Matthew had 25 out of 84. Steve had 34 out of 72. And of course, Steve did try a takedown, didn't work, but Steve got a nasty knockout. It wasn't the nastiest knockout of that card because the prelims went crazy.
Yo, that 6 knee was
But
nuts.
yeah, that was it was nuts. But it was a good showing. It was a good showing. Matt, what did you think of this fight?
I ain't gonna hold you. I disagree with you a little bit. I ain't really feel like it was even in that first round. I felt like Matt got cut.
Mm,
Cuts not aren't necessarily like that doesn't mean he was winning the fight, but um he just kept getting caught with that hook. You know what
hmm
I'm saying? And he was getting caught with it early on. And I was speaking with TJ earlier, and we were talking about it, and it's just like, man, he had caught with that hook a bunch of times in the first round. And the same hook that he kept getting caught with was the hook that stopped him at the end
Yeah.
of, the second. He got a freaky fast finish in the second round.
The Jimmy Johns, the goddamn Jimmy Johns.
Yeah, man. That's
They
that's
better
not what
get
you want, bro.
they better get them motherfuckers a Jimmy Johns coupons if you gonna do that shit.
No, ain't no coupon, bro.
That's crazy. But um, any more thoughts on this fight? If not, we can go to the
No,
next.
man, it was just painful because Matt Schnell, my boy. So
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's not literally my boy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan of Schnell, so that sucked. I hated to see that, man.
yeah.
That's why I was quiet in the chat, man. I ain't had shit to say.
I feel you. I feel you. Nah, but you got a favorite fighter, and it's just not their night. It's just like, all right,
All
let
right.
me let me put this shit down.
Yep. You don't need it's like, yeah, you don't even want to watch the shit. Like,
Yeah,
I'll get
yeah.
up with this shit, man.
I'll get the news on it.
Uh which called. Next up oof, we got
Yeah.
Umar Nurmagomedov versus damn, don't say no yeah. We got Umar Nurmagomedov versus Begzat Al Um, listen, I'm gonna give you the short version and then I'll actually go into it. You see the name Nurmagomedov, you know how this fight went on the ground.
hmm
The man was 5 for 5 on takedown attempts, and when he wasn't working for a submission or trying to get a better position, he was hitting this guy. That was the story every round. Just how they say, smash, smash, just
Yeah,
smash. I'll tell you this though. What I did notice in this fight was that Umar Nurmagomedov's hands have definitely gotten better. And I again, we say it all the time that the strength of grappling really opens up the striking for a lot of guys just because they don't have that fear. They don't have that concern of like getting out wrestled or getting choked or like, oh man, if I do this wrong way, like I might get taken down. It's like, okay, so they take you down. Then what? Because,
yeah,
I guess in those instances, if you definitely feel like, your ground game is stronger, then you'll always go crazy. So at least
yeah,
that's ultimately the conclusion that I've come to. Like, or everybody that has really good grappling and stuff like that, and good counters for grappling or good stuff for like jujitsu and shit like that. If they want to get reckless with their hands, so be it. Because what's the alternative? Ask Charles Oliveira how that works out.
yeah. It's one of the best examples. Like, oh, you want to get down here with me? Really? And then Islam's like, yeah, I'll get down there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I'll join you right now. Yeah, it's different. It's I mean, like it is interesting to see a grappler advance their hands
Mm-hmm.
to a point where, it's just scary to see them in there. You can't really win on the ground or on your feet. You just kind of gotta hope to find that like opening and really take advantage of that. That was the way with Amanda, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Khabib, Charles, somebody else, GSP.
Little
Yeah,
known fact, Paulo Costa is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
yeah, I just found that out. It's just like, what? You just don't even use it. That's what the juice is. Jujitsu. It's
Damn.
jujitsu juice.
Jiu-jitsu.
he not worried. That's what it is. My thoughts on the fight. Um, Great fight. I will say that Umar probably changed up his whole strategy in that beginning round because he said, "Oh, nah, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to use my last name on this one. I'm gonna have to
That's
put
my
that
last
grappling
name.
into play." I forgot who I was for a second. Thank you for reminding me. We grapple here. And he did not let up at all.
No, not at all. He won't be the last person we'll be saying that about either.
Yes, it did. Look. Let's go down let's go down these numbers. Jesus Christ. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Total strikes. Umar, 145 out of 197.
Mm-hmm.
Prescott, 5 out of 25. This I hope to say right.
That's right.
Damn. Takedowns. Umar, 5 out of 5. But Prescott got one knockdown. But still, Umar's fucking wrestling, man, just grappling was absolutely insane. He was on top of him the entire time. He capitalized. It was his game. And maybe he would have struck with you in that first round. But when you dropped him, he said, "Oh baby, we not doing that no more. I
Mm-mm.
tried. I tried. I don't need to do this no more. We just gonna take it back to the ground." Good display by Umar. I don't. I think I think that's interesting that he did get dropped. It reminds me of Islam
Mm-hmm.
losing, but it's still dominant. I think he's still a huge prospect in the bantamweight division. Um, yeah, it's only a matter of time before we start seeing him. He's not ranked, is he?
No.
No, he'll get a ranked opponent. So
Well, he might be. I mean, shit, he's 17-0 now.
yeah, shit, yeah,
You going to give him something?
yeah. Only time will tell. Eventually, Khabib gonna have to call Dana like, Dana, brother, what is this?
Right.
What are you doing? Where is your location?
This is number one bullshit.
This is number one bullshit. Yep.
This is number one bullshit was great.
Khabib has quotes, fam. Oh, bro, I love this is random, but I love the clip. It's Umar and it's another dude, and they're talking about Habib training them. He's like, bro,
Hmm.
every time we come in here, he trying to kill us. And then Habib, I come out like, yeah, no, I went crazy this week. I went crazy. I went too far. Like,
Yeah.
that's just fucking funny. Habib is fucking hilarious.
He's because he's unintentionally funny.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. He went to DC house and he complaining because he ain't got no black tea. I ask you for one thing, brother. One thing. Anyway, shall we get into the next one?
Hmm.
It was a flyweight bout between Alex Perez and Muhammad Makayev. Um, flyweight. Makayev won via decision. That's been the take of the night. That and wrestling. Well, for these eh, for these two
No,
fights.
nigga, wrestling was definitely what bro was on. The nigga went for never mind. I'm gonna let you do your
No,
thing. I'm
no,
sorry.
no. I'm gonna go into it.
That was the
Makayev
flavor of the night, bro.
wrestler
Like,
was definitely the flavor. Every time Alex tried to get some strikes in, Makayev was like, "Oh, it's time to go for the ground," and give it to Alex for some good takedown defense because Makayev only got 3 out of 20.
20, bro. He shot 20 times. That's crazy as hell.
Man, he a go getter. I gotta be honest though. I thought he would have got fucking. I thought he would have got a point taken away or something because he fucking Germaned him.
Hey, bro.
He almost Germaned. That was crazy.
Shit, you good.
Nah, you fine. You fine. You fine. You fine. Um, yeah, just a dominant the grappling. He would not get off of him. Alex, great try. He had 47 on 114 strikes.
Not a
Muhammad
nigga said
Makayev had
great try.
great try, bro. Bruh. When a motherfucker on you like that, like he would not let him cook. Every time Alex went for like a good three piece, Makayev went straight for his legs. And he tried. I mean, like, this is one of those things where it's like, if you block 17 fucking takedowns, when did the judges say, yo, like, we should kind of give him that? We just gotta give him something.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
fail 17 times, hell yeah.
17. When does the turnover be like, all right, bro, this is ridiculous? Don't get me wrong. I believe Muhammad won the fight clearly, but it's just like fucking 20 times, bro. 20?
Hey,
Shit.
it's hard
Uh,
to even shoot 20 times. So
exactly. You only got three. You only got three. And it was legit like it just felt it was I don't know like awkwardly he got them awkwardly. Does that make sense?
mhm.
Yeah, it's yeah. What's your take on this one, Matt?
Wrestling was the flavor of the night, man. After he saw Nurmagomedov, he was inspired. Like, no, I gotta go get mine too.
I'm a
Like,
I'm a I'm a do that.
I'm a wrestle because, bro, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I did overall. I thought almost when I was thinking back on it because I didn't have it right in front of me. I damn near was thinking about his performance when I was thinking about Nurmagomedov with the wrestling. The difference was, man, like the control time Umar had was just crazy, and he was all over this dude. He was on his back. Anyway, we're not talking about that fight no more.
Mhm.
As far as Muhammad, I felt like the threat of the wrestling affected the strikes a little bit, but
Mhm.
in general, they both threw very close to the same amount of strikes, even as far as percentage wise on virtually everything. And when you have that, it's again, that's the grappling is the difference. What's the differential between these two? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's the grappling.
that grappling. Indeed.
So That's that one. You got any final thoughts?
A fucking German.
Yeah, it'll happen to you.
Yeah, that's a morale killer.
Yeah. Speaking
Every
of
time.
morale killers,
Oh, damn,
yeah.
damn.
We had our co-main
Man,
event. Yeah.
I'm gonna say my comments. I'm gonna let you go first. Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
salute this soldier. We had our third undefeated guy on the card tonight. Um, or our second out of the three that were on the card tonight. We had Victor Petrino versus Tyson Pedro. Uh, this was a fight at light heavyweight. Victor Petrino, new kid on the block. You guys have definitely heard us talk about Tyson Pedro before. You famously has heard TJ's impression of Tyson Pedro. Tyson Pedro. At any rate, last night, Tyson Pedro was looking to get into the win column again. He's been kind of 50-50 since he's been in the UFC. Kind of win one, lose one, win two, lose two type of situation. And he actually was coming off of a first round finish on the Sydney, Australia card against uh, Anton Turkalj, and beat him via KO via punches in the first round, and was looking that was back in September of last year. So he's looking to, get another win. And he was up against Victor Petrino. Victor Petrino was undefeated, pretty heralded guy, coming into the UFC, from India. And look, man, this guy was no joke. He came into this fight 10-0 for a reason, and he went out there and proved it. Now, that's not to say that Tyson Pedro hadn't done well against him, but this dude was just he had been on a run. He
Yes,
came in off the contender series. He actually beat the last guy that Tyson Pedro beat. He beat him in July of last year. Um, this dude, he was just busy. Like that dude fought 3 times last year. And this was his first
yeah,
fight of the year. And it respectfully, it looked like he was more active. You know what I'm saying? He just he had like, I also couldn't believe this motherfucker was a light heavyweight when I was looking at him because I was like, this looks like Seville
bro.
Don by the body. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
my god.
bro was big as hell. It's like you not a 205er, dog, but okay. But Tyson Pedro put up a good fight, and this was as we call it, Bryce. Was a gentleman's ass whooping. Uh, I didn't give Tyson Pedro any rounds. I thought he
No.
lost all three, but he didn't get his ass whooped. You get what I'm
Oh, he
saying?
did. Yeah,
He didn't get his ass beat, but he lost that fight. Like it was clear cut. He lost that fight. He just this guy just looked sharper, bouncier on his feet. His fucking thighs looked like they were about to bust out of those fucking shorts. Jesus, like, nah, man. He looked crazy. But at any rate, the reason we said what we said leading into this was at the conclusion of this fight, unfortunately, after losing to Victor Petrino, Tyson Pedro decided to retire. Um, not necessarily because it was because of the loss, but not specifically because of how he lost, but just he felt like being 50-50 and all these other things. And, just the financial struggles that professional fighters go through. It's just not worth it to keep putting his family through this, especially after taking a loss like that.
yeah,
So, it was tough overall. And, shout out to Tyson Pedro. He had a great career.
yes, yeah.
Maybe he'll come back, but who knows?
Or be like a coach. Like maybe that's something. Like coaching can be serious. Like I don't know. Um, my thoughts on the fight. I every time I was just watching this shit, and I just kept saying louder and louder as the fight kept going on. Who is this nigga? Vitor Petrino. I've never seen.
I've been calling this man Victor. You right, it is Vitor.
I've never seen like just like those punches, like everything just had fucking weight on them. even when he wasn't fucking hitting with the kicks like that, it was moving this motherfucker. I was just like, I was in shock. There's nothing really I can say. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
like even like it wasn't that like you said, Tyson didn't get his ass whooped.
No, he didn't.
But I feel like those attacks had so much recoil on this man's body that he was like, man, I can't even get busy. Man, shit. Y'all know I like my numbers. Vitor, 33 out of 82 strikes.
Yeah.
Tyson, 33 out of 64. Significant strikes. Vitor had 27. Tyson had 30.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Vitor had 3 takedowns out of the 5, and
It
Tyson
was
had.
like two different fights, bro, because like my bad, not to cut you off. It was
Oh, yeah.
like everything Tyson and Pedro did when Vitor did it, it just seemed like it was just harder. Like it was just more
Yes.
intense when he did it. It's like jab, jab. And it's like, fuck, is that a hammer? Like, god damn.
Yeah, just like the real back of just the hits. Yeah. The just like just being so light too on his fucking feet
Mm-hmm.
at light heavyweight. I'm like, bro, where are y'all fighting these new heavyweights? These motherfuckers been jumping rope. Um, yeah,
You said these motherfuckers been jumping, bro. Wait a
yeah,
minute.
bro.
These motherfuckers been jumping, bro.
These
So what was
motherfuckers
they
told you.
doing before, bro?
I don't know. You tell me, Matt. Cause there was some shit
You said it was too much bounce on that.
that was too much bounce.
He too big or he too loose.
He too big and bouncy, bro.
It's something about either he too bouncy or he too big. Either way, it's pissing me off.
So
He
fucking
said
funny.
either he too big or he too loose.
Ah, bro. Come on, bro.
You was not a fan of how Vitor was bounce with me.
Yeah, I'm literally looking at him like this can't be some new shit that's about to pop off in this goddamn division.
Oh, and you know what else was the difference, right? I just want to throw this addition in the hat for you, right? So we talking about what we know you like your numbers.
Yeah,
Uh 33 for 82 for Vitor, 33 for 64 on total, 27 out of 75, 30 out of 60. Now, on both of these situations, Tyson Pedro is hitting at a 50% or 51% clip. What's the
yep,
difference maker, Bryce? 3 takedowns, 0 takedowns.
yep.
2 failed takedown attempts, 3 full takedowns with 2 really good attempts, 5 attempts in total.
Yeah,
That's the difference, bro.
yep. And he probably knew that because didn't he start doing the takedowns in the last round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Man.
at that point, it was just too late.
Yep. Man.
I hate that was the situation, but I also am not mad because you definitely would rather fighters can lose it and retire at their own rate. Like, I would rather him be able to retire when he wants to than
Yeah.
get retired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or at least, or even in another situation where you just have the realization, um, like, oh, okay, well, in this instance, then I'll just stop. Like knowing that you should just stop because you got X, Y, and Z on the line just makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got further than a lot of people get. Most people don't even make it to the UFC.
Yeah. That ego can just keep you down the wrong track, you know?
Yeah, it can for sure. But yeah. Well, do you want to take us into our main event? We got Rozenstruik versus Gaziev.
Man, I sure. Let me just say,
Damn.
let me just say this. I don't I feel like, heavyweights don't move like that. And I get that.
Here we go.
But if you fighting Rozenstruik
Mm-hmm.
and you know he knocked people out,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think your head should. I don't think you should just place your head in the same place like the entire fight. I just don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, heavyweight battle. I'm not even gonna try. Rozenstruik versus Shamil Gaziev.
Yeah, it's got is yeah, Gaziev. You got it. You said it right. Rozenstruik.
Um, Rozenstruik won.
Mm-hmm.
Our KO TKO. Really, they just called it
At the fourth.
at the fourth. Um, yeah, I don't think I really have to tell you much after that explanation. Let's just go over the numbers.
Oh shit. Yeah,
Strike got 140 total fights out of 230. 60%. Gaziev got 27 out of 75.
Mm-hmm.
Significant strikes. Rozenstruik got 127 out of 215. Gaziev got 222 out of 68. If you were to play back that fight and hit like 10 seconds, like every time, the only thing for the most part you are going to see is Rozenstruik clocking him in the face with either a jab or a cross for the most part. Gaziev did get a takedown. He
Mm-hmm.
got one. Rozenstruik did get a takedown, but it didn't work. But he got clocked in the face 140 times. How many times did he hit Rozenstruik? 27. And every time they would play it back, he would get hit and then come back to the same position. I don't think he moved his head. I don't think he blocked like that. This was just, I don't know. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Matt, you go ahead.
In my opinion, this was this was like I don't want to necessarily say a rookie versus vet situation, but this was certain to me, this told the tale of experience. Like Shamil
Yeah.
Gaziev, good fighter, obviously. You know what I'm saying? The guy is the guy came into the fight undefeated. He walked in there 12 and 0. You know what I'm saying? And uh came in at 12 and 0 off of coming off the contender series. Won a fight back in December on the Covington Edwards card. You got a TKO stoppage back then. Gets a lot of stoppages. He's had one decision, but he's another first round stoppage guy. And I believe the thought is that that's all Jairzinho Rozenstruik is, and he's definitely matured into a more, I wouldn't necessarily call him a more complete fighter, but he's definitely more developed, and you can see the difference since he's come to join American Top Team.
Mm.
Him joining ATT, in my opinion, definitely has affected like his game overall. um because this guy, he's a kickboxer, that's his base. So he was also a guy that came into the UFC with all the stoppages and the KOs, and his heavyweight's glamorous, right?
Mm.
He gets in the UFC, one, two, three, four straight KOs, ran into Francis. TKO Surreal ran in, TKO's Junior ran into Surreal, TKO's Augustus, and then runs into Curtis Blades, gets a decision. Again, gets stopped by Alexander Volkov, KO's Chris Dawkins in the first round, loses to Jalton Almeida in the first round, and then goes to Shamil. But I'm gonna also say this: I don't think Shamil's ever been hit that hard. Like, I don't think anyone's ever hit him as hard as Rozenstruik was hitting him. Like, I need you to understand that he broke this guy's nose with his jab in the first round.
Mm.
His jab. So he's already operating like, whether he's bleeding or maybe he just was like a guy with like a fucked up nose. You know how that could be sometimes with
Yeah.
fighters and shit. Like, maybe that was the case, but I just don't believe that was it. Um, and regardless, the cut was still on the nose, just off of nothing else, the jab.
Yeah.
Um, I think Jarzinho having that experience and fighting the different people that he's fought, whether they've been quick fights or not, like you know what I'm saying, he he could go. And the fact that he was still, to me, it seemed like he was going to be ready for that fourth round based off how he had been doing in those first three. And I thought he was going to stop him in that third round, which virtually he did because what happened at the end of round three, he quit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it was kind of funny how that happened too, because they were it was like he was gonna fight, but then didn't want to fight, and Mark Goddard had to get involved because they didn't want to translate to Mark Goddard what he was saying, and ultimately he did not want to continue to fight. Um, and like I said, to be fair, Jarzinho was putting it on him, knocked his mouthpiece all out his mouth. All
Yep.
man, I mean,
They do that. Yep.
Jarzinho was all over him, man.
Yeah.
Like it. This unfortunately was for the most part a kickboxing battle, and that's just not where you would want a guy like Jarzinho Rozenstruik, because he spent the majority of his, his formative combat sports years in that sport. So,
Yeah. You hit it right on the head.
what was your favorite fight of the night?
um, it's got to be Vitor versus Peter because
This
just
nigga
just
started jumping rope.
bruh. Cause it's just like sometimes, fam, you gotta just be like, bro, what the fuck is happening? That's anytime you go into a fight and that's just something that's on your mind or something you say out loud, like that's the fun in it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? That's exactly what the fuck I said. Who the fuck is this nigga? Where did they find him?
Well, I think my favorite fight of the night, it can't be that, just because it hurt too much to see how that played out for my boy
Mm,
Tyson Pedro. Even though I don't know, like I be saying my boy about these people, like I know them, but you become a fan of certain people. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Um, damn, yeah, that's really the only option I got, and I think I would also go with that one because it was a good fight too. Yeah, I thought
yeah,
it was the fight of the night, but
yeah,
that or the heavyweight fight. The heavyweight fight was still good. It was just one sided, but
yeah.
yeah,
One
no, in that
sided,
case, I would
yeah.
have went with Tyson Pedro and Vitor. You're right. I go with that. I'm gonna go with Vitor and Tyson Pedro. I thought that was the fight of the night for me. Um, Next week, what we will be covering is
Ooh,
UFC 299. We got Sean
oh,
O'Malley versus Marlon Vera. We got Dustin Poirier versus Benoit St. Dennis. We got Kevin Holland versus the debuting Michael Venom Page. We got
oh
Gilbert
shit.
Burns
Yeah.
versus Jack Della Maddalena. I almost said it backwards. And we got Peter Yan versus Song Yadong opening the card. This is going to be insane.
Nice.
You guys are not going to want to miss that card. We're definitely going to be breaking that card down. We're going to be breaking down the fights. And then also next week, we will be covering Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. That is
Oh,
also taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia next week. So next week we will be covering UFC 299 as well as Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou.
all
Uh,
right.
any final thoughts, young coachman?
I'm excited about this night. I'm excited about this pay-per-view. I'm excited. Holy shit.
Same, man. Well, with that, man, thank you guys so much for rocking with us. This has been another episode of the Now Mind You podcast, Combat Edition. We really appreciate all the support. If you guys just like, share, subscribe, pass it around, all that good stuff, send it to your friends. And even if you don't, just make sure you guys hit us up. You guys can follow us all on social media. You can follow me at Matt Hambrick. That's MattHambricktj. Oh man. You know how
Yeah, that's
used to saying
crazy.
that shit I am?
That's
Oh my
hilarious.
God. Bryce, I'm so sorry. I did not mean no
No, it's cool. Where can
disrespect.
they find TJ?
We can find TJ at Tuss4_skate. That's TUSS4_SKATE, because he would have did it with a voice.
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna
would.
pass to you, Bryce.
You can find me on Instagram at Ashe_Onsa. That's AXE_ONCA baby. Where can they find us?
They can find us at Now Mind You Podcast, wherever you'd like to get your podcast, wherever you'd like to get your social media. We are in all of these places. So, and we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're everywhere. See you guys next week. Be safe and peace out.
Peace.
And stop this recording.